Hey everybody, it's Meredith from Bespoke ELA, and I'm here in my classroom at the beginning of the school year to talk about a fun activity that you can do on Google Slides that's very easy to put together and that will hopefully engage your students in getting engaged back into English class. And well, you could really use it in any content area, honestly, but it's just a fun activity to get students thinking and reflecting on their favorite books. And so I'm going to share my screen with you so you can take a look at what this is and what it looks like. And so it is a virtual bookshelf activity. And so what I put together on Google Slides actually was very easy to do, although it may look like it's not, is that I put together a slide where I have the directions, I have my sample virtual bookshelf, then the students have their own empty virtual bookshelf with a little classroom kind of setting in the background. And this is where they're going to put their virtual bookshelf and put their virtual books and their choices. And then finally, the third slide is simply for them to select one of their favorite books from the bookshelf and explain why it's their favorite and why it's on there. And so what I tell the students is that they can choose a children's book, a graphic novel, comic book, autobiography, biography, something they read in class, something they read out of class, something that's pop fiction, something that's, classic fiction. So any book that they want, that they really love and enjoy, they can put on there. In fact, on my virtual bookshelf, I have Sense and Sensibility sitting right next to How to Survive a Zombie Apocalypse because I love satire. And so I've got like two juxtaposed pieces of satire right next to each other, right? One old and classic and one new and hilariously ridiculous. So that's just my personal taste and quirkiness. But the directions are that they create their dream bookshelf by placing pics of their favorite book titles onto the shelf. It's very easy to do this using Google Reads because on Google Reads, you can simply go over there and you can search for a book and then you can grab the title. So let's say that maybe I just want to pick Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. Let's make it a little bit more interesting. And then there's the book. And all I have to do is go in here and I can copy the image of the book title. So there is, let's see. Copy image. I don't think I did that. Copy image and paste. There it is. Okay. Now I'm going to shrink it so I can fit it onto my bookshelf. I can put it anywhere I like. And what I've asked my students to do, because they are going to share these with groups, is I have asked them to grab the Goodreads link so that, and to hyperlink it. So Goodreads is great because, it's just a website full of many book reviews, but it also gives you information about each text. And so I want students to be able to share books, and they can do that by being able to click on them when they share their bookshelves with their peers. And students, if they see a book title that looks interesting, they can go ahead and click on that link and go over to Goodreads and check out what that book is about, how that book is rating, and what people are saying about it. Now, I did find out that some of my school students' computers block Goodreads, and so they're not able to access it. So if your students can't use Goodreads, they can certainly use Amazon, they can use Barnes & Noble, and other than that, they can just run a Google search and I'm sure find something about that book title with a picture that they can link to with info about that book. But Goodreads was just like the easiest, most accessible website I felt like to do this. All right, so after they create their virtual bookshelf, they will, like I said, they'll pick a book to explain. They type right on the slide, why is that their favorite book, etc. And then my plan is to have them break out into groups virtually or in class to share their bookshelves and to talk about some of their favorite books with each other. And so it's a really easy, super easy activity to do with your students. If you want to grab this, you can grab it as a free download over on my shop, Bespoke ELA at Teachers Pay Teachers. I will put a link to it in the comments to this video. I also would encourage you, and I'll put a link to this too, to take a look at my back to school icebreakers for distance learning, hybrid, or in-class models. And so basically this is a Google Slides activity and that contains both Google Slides and non-Google Slides activities, but it has 10 in-class activities for icebreakers and then 20 activities on Google Slides that you can use for icebreakers, and they're all different and they're all really fun and interactive ways to hook students right at the beginning of the year. So go on over, check it out. While you're there, I would highly encourage you to click on the follow button right here, the follow star, to make sure you're following Bespoke ELA, so that way if I have anything that's new and released, or sometimes I'll just send out a blast about free things, then you'll get that message through Teachers Pay Teachers. Otherwise you won't get it. So make sure you click the follow star button, and make sure too that while you're here, that you are on my YouTube channel, that you click subscribe, click like, leave a comment, let me know how you like this activity or what other ideas you have for icebreakers for back to school. I'd love to hear from you, and I'll see you back here again later. Bye.